I'm back again with day 47 of my craft room clear out series. I hope you've been in your craft room and making some things. So today we're going to be using this stamp set, Up, Up and Away, and it's full of really cute balloon designs. As this stamp set is clearly wood mount, then it is gonna need a Stamp-A-Majig to get the basket and the balloon tops in the right place, so I could stamp a lot of images without having to stamp onto the acetate and clean it off every time. I stamped in StazOn onto vellum, and this then gives you your ready-made acetate layer without having to stamp it every time. So that's a really handy way of doing something if you've got lots of images that are going to require a Stamp-A-Majig. So that's a little tip for that. Now I've got a balmy blue card layer, so that's my starter, and I have got another sketch that I'm working from, so that is always my preferred method of getting cards. If you're struggling with a bit of inspiration, I'll always refer back to a sketch. I've also got this paper that I found. It's actually, the back of it is all glittery. It's kind of almost a waste really to use the non-glitter side, but I thought this would go really nicely with the stamp set. And that is from the Myths and Magic paper stack. Love this stamp set. It's way into the use it section. It's still in the on my shelf section. I've still got to work my way through the cupboards, so I've still got a way to go before I get to that one. So today we're going to use the up and away, like I say. So I'm looking forward to using that. I hope you are too, and let's get started. So here's a look at the sketch that I'm starting with. I have adjusted it a little bit already, but that's a good starting point, I think. So sketches are just really handy. I've got a white card base, and then I've got balmy blue card layer. And like I say, I did find this paper, and it is in sort of, I think it's Pool Party possibly, but I think it works well enough with this balmy blue. So I'm not going to change it out. I'm going to go with what I first thought. So this balmy blue is 14 centimetres. So I'm going to cut this at 13.5 centimetres square. I love those clouds, they're so fun. And I have also already cut 4 5 centimetre thick white card layers, and I'm going to stamp a different image from the set in each one of them for the sentiment. So I think we'll go with Happy Birthday to You. I think it just makes it really versatile. So we're going to need the basket, and I'm going to do one with birds and clouds. Then we'll choose a couple of, might have that one, might do a couple on each square, so we'll do that on that, and then these two down the bottom. So I'm going to stamp one on solid on there, and then I'm going to stamp and cut out these ones and layer them up with some foam pads. So we'll choose our colours next. So I think we'll just go with the 3. So we'll go with Magenta Madness, Grapefruit Grove and Daffodil Delight for the balloons. And then we've got a bit of Smoky Slate and Pool Party for the birds and the clouds and possibly the sentiment. So let me just move these out of the way and just get our squares. Just going to get a scrap of paper just to stamp them because they haven't been stamped in a while. Okay, so we'll stamp this one first. Perfect. And then I'm going to get a scrap of white can stamp this one in the yellow as well. This one is for the opposite square. And then that's my scrap. That one's running out of ink. Yes. See if I can get one more image out of it, because I don't think I've got the re-inker for it. Okay, that'll be all right. So let's do the happy birthday to you in magenta. Lovely. I'm going to use the little tail flag to decorate around the sentiment. I love these clouds. They remind me of a certain animated film with a cowboy and a space ranger. I don't want to get my video blocked, so I'm not going to say the actual name of it, but I'm sure you all know. Okay, so that's that. I might add a few birds to these ones as well. And then I need to add the basket to each of the balloon images, including the ones I'm going to cut out. So I think I might do that in crumb cake, actually. So these would be easy to get the wrong way around. So I've marked this one here with, so I didn't not using it at the moment, but to know which way up it's going to be. So the writing is at the bottom. So I could put that into my Stampin' Up and I know which way around the stamp goes. And also, as you can see, I've written top so that I know that this is the way up it would go, because it would be very easy to just stick it in like that and it wouldn't line up properly. So that's a little way of knowing if you do the same thing with any of your stamp sets. So as you can see, I would normally put the acetate there and then have to stamp that and then stamp it again. But obviously I would just put that in like that. It's quite thick vellum, this. I think it's Stampin' Up one. But it works just the same way as the acetate sheet is what I'm saying. So I'll put my basket on here. There we go. Now, as far as I'm aware, these didn't come with a punch or a set of dies or anything. So I'm just going to hand cut them out and then I can layer them up. I'm just going to put some foam pads on these and then we're going to start to assemble. But I think I'm going to put the squares onto the card base. Put the card base together first before I add these balloons towards the end. So I might overhang them, you see, so that sort of look like so. So I don't want to get it dead straight, so I'm gonna assemble this bit first. Then if you can see that sparkle. Now before I stick them down, I think what I might do is run them through the smoky slate ink pad, because they're sort of getting a bit lost on that background. I don't want to think. So look at the difference in that. That looks really good. I'm happy with that. You can also do this with markers. If you do it with markers, make sure that you hold the marker underneath pointing up, so then if it slips it goes to the back. Ask me how I figured that out. Lovely. So I think what I'm going to do is tie some twine around this card. I'm going to tie it like a gift, so to speak. So leave plenty of leeway because you've got to go all the way around. So start at the front, flip it over, cross it over at the back, and then bring it round to the front. So I'm going to tie a knot twice, and then I can adjust where the strings sit so that they sit in the right place. I'm just going to tie a little bow at the front now. I might cut them shorter yet, but at the moment I'll leave them like that. Quite like them a bit longer. We'll see what they look like when they get the squares on though. So now's the time to line up your twine. Make sure it's straight and you're happy with it, because now you've got to line your squares and make sure they're in the right place. So I'm going to add these two with foam pads. And then these two flat. Just trying to get these in a straight line. compared to the other ones. Okay, so I'm thinking like that. Just and that one like that. I'm just going to finish off with a few enamel dots. I've got a little pink one here and then some more on that other sheet. Might put a little bit of Wink of Stella on that one instead, into the clouds. So this is just clear Wink of Stella. I'm going to be trying not to get the ink wet because I don't really want the colour smudging into the glitter. Just want a little bit of detail on the clouds. And then I'm just going to stick that, I'm going to stick it flat to the card base. And so that's today's card using Up, Up and Away stamp set with my pre-stamped Stamp-A-Majig sheets. And I've made this lovely four square layout card in a Daffodil Delight, Grapefruit Grove and Magenta Madness colourway with Balmy Blue and Pool Party. So we've gone all out on lots of colours today's card. So I think they work really well together, and I hope you've enjoyed today's make along. And I'll be back tomorrow with another card. So if you've got some old stamp sets that you need to use, then come along and join the fun. I've got 46 other tutorials / make-alongs already from this series, so there's plenty to catch up on. Or if you want the quick version, then head over to Instagram or Facebook for that. So thanks for watching today. Bye bye.